guys, welcome back to another episode of Crazy D's Equipment. So things have been extremely busy here, and we've had a lot of stuff happen with our projects and some stuff come in, and I got something really strange that came in that I want to show you guys. So let's get started. So guys, before we get into the projects here, there's something I'd like to tell you guys about. So remember, I have in the past videos been talking about us celebrating us hitting 5,000 subscribers, and now 5,000 plus. This Friday, so November the 14th, at 8 p.m., we will be doing our live stream event. So I really would love for you guys to come in and ask me your tractor questions, or tell me your tractor stories, or whatever, or at least just come in and you can meet the behind the scenes crew, my videographer and film editor Scott, and the doc will be there if you have any mechanical questions you want to ask or any of that kind of stuff. And we're going to do about an hour. We're going to be online for about an hour, and depending on how things go, and this is your chance to come in and maybe be able to get in and get some direct questions to me and stuff. So, but besides that, let's talk about some of the projects here real quick before we get to the new item that's come in. So we're going to start back here with what I'm going to call the iodine tractor. The doc's been working on getting it rewired and stuff, and getting the switches and everything work. I believe he cleaned up that carburetor that I got for it and stuff. I've not yet heard that run, and I'm hoping that he can get that finished up here soon. And we have a running little little running D12 Alice, so I can get that off to the paint shop and get that thing cleaned up and done. On the 601, I know the doc has tore the head down. He's cleaning it up, getting the head cleaned up. I think he's decided that it is the valves and valve guides were the issue with the smoking, and that the cylinders and sleeves were perfectly fine, and we didn't have any play. Once he got everything cleaned up, he was able to. He said he wasn't getting any play. I think what he was thinking he was getting play was just the fact that he was able to. It looked with the oil and grease like it was moving around, and it wasn't. So more on this tractor to come. This project's going to be an ongoing project for a little while. And then also, some good news for the lot is that John Deere's done. So we have went through that tractor. It has a new brake booster. It has a new and rebuilt, or has a rebuilt propane regulator. And all the hoses have been rerun, and the tractor's been painted, and the loader's been mounted, and there's a huge difference between what we started with and what we have now on that tractor. It's night and day. So if you're needing a 3010 John Deere with a GB loader on it, I have one for sale, propane, $6,500, and you can have some way to move your hay. So, but it kind of gives you a quick brief over of what's going on with these projects. I don't really know a lot without the doc, and unfortunately today I don't have the doc. The old summer, winter, fall flu has bit the doc, and I haven't. So projects are kind of on a hold until I get them back here. But let's show you this weird and unusual thing that's come into my lot. So guys, how many of you have heard of a BA? Not a BN, but a BA Farmall? Probably none of you, because they don't exist, even though we have one sitting in front of us right here. So let me give you a little story on this tractor. So a friend of mine was at the same collector auction as I, and this was running through the lot, and running through the ring, and he said, he looked at me and goes, "What's a BA?" And I said, "I don't know, I've never heard of a BA." He goes, "Are they rare?" I said, "They must be rare, I've never heard of one." So he ended up purchasing it. And I don't remember what he gave for it, but it wasn't a whole lot. He got it at a pretty good price. Like I talked about in my video about how antique tractor prices are falling for this era of tractor, you know, it didn't really bring the money that it could bring. It is a pretty decent restoration, even though it does have original rubber on the back and on the front, you know. But so he took it home and he kept calling me and kept going, "Well, I looked this up and I looked that up and it doesn't seem quite right for a B, and it doesn't seem quite right for a BN. What is it?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And I have no idea. I said, "I've never heard of a BA before. I don't know what a BA is." I said, I assumed that what they did is they put the wrong stickers on it, and they meant BN, and that's a BN because a B Farmall has the wide rear end and row crop like that, and an A Farmall has a rear end similar to just like the one you got, but it has a wide front end, so it has to be probably just a BN, right? So after all that back and forth, he finally said, "Well, I'm going to send it up to your lot. I bought it for resale. I'm going to send it up to your lot. Do what you can do with it." So he brought it up here, and me and Junior Mint was looking at it, and I kept thinking, "God, this thing looks odd. This looks really, really odd. So something's not right about it." And I posted it on the Crazy D Facebook page, and I posted it on another one of our social media page, and one of you guys said, "Hey, that's a Farmall B with an A rear end." I went, "What? That makes sense." And I went back and I went out there and I looked the thing over some more, and that's exactly what we got here. Somebody at some point took this half right here of Farmall B and took just the rear end of a Farmall A and mounted them together. And then when they painted it up and restored it, they made the decal BA and called it a BA. So that's, I guess, how you end up with a BA. So maybe it is a valuable tractor because it's the only one that exists, as far as I know of. Very rare Farmall. But I thought that was really odd and kind of strange, and I thought, you know, it isn't a full 15-minute video about this thing, and I don't know a lot about it, and I don't know why they did it that way, but yet it's kind of interesting, and they did a good job of restoring it. It's not a bad restoration job. I see a few little mistakes they made here and there, but and some few little repairs that need to be done to it from sitting, but it's a really nice little tractor. So I'll go ahead and we'll put it out on the lot, and maybe somebody will come along and want an odd and unusual little Farmall. So, but guys, that kind of wraps up the video for today. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for watching. If you haven't clicked on our social media, please do. We've been over what those are, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And God, I really hope to see you guys this Friday evening. And remember, 8 o'clock, November 14th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll talk to you guys then. Thank you guys for coming in.